Hi, all. Welcome to Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium's live stream. Yeah, gang, that's right. Live stream. The only live stream you'll see tonight that will make you aware of how important colon health is. Anyway, gang, welcome. Here we are with the desk show, and a desk show like none other. That wasn't good. And excuse me.
Looks like the floor show to me.
Brought to you by Johnson's Wax. No, we just had an earthquake or something here, and something tumbled, which didn't need to tumble. But anyway, George, the gang.
Hey Charlie, how you doing?
Retrolution, and you may have to turn down the other thing there.
WR,
hi. Anyway, gang, before we get started, let's all take a look at this. This link.
Tastes differ. Some of us care only for comfort. A few years later, we get a thrill out of a knee action ride. As we grow older, some of us are willing to do anything for safety. It doesn't offer much in comfort, but it may be what you want if you're taking $1 million for a ride. But not everybody has $1 million to ride. Economy is what they want. Some people want speed, but those who go after all there is sometimes have to sacrifice safety.
Meanwhile, the New Jersey Parkway.
Well, Speed isn't everything. Give this driver plenty of power, and he's happy. But who wants to take his Sunday afternoon ride in a tank?
You're welcome.
Most of us want a balance of all these features in the car we drive. We want the best possible combination of comfort, safety, economy, speed, and power. And we don't want any one of them built into our car at the expense of any others. It is easy to build a freak car, one which emphasizes certain characteristics at the expense of others. Take comfort, for example. Probably an ambulance gives the utmost in motor car comfort. Yet, who wants to ride around in an ambulance?
Guy
if
with a
you're
broken
willing
leg.
to sacrifice speed and make a pretty good
Or a
initial
gunshot
layout and
wound.
expense,
Gunshot.
you can have all the comforts of home in a car. Might be a little trying along city streets, but you can turn on the radio or read the evening paper and forget all about your fellow motorists. And if things get too hot with the traffic cops, you can always jump in a nice, cool shower and wash your troubles down the drain.
Whoa!
However, with such a car, you would sacrifice speed, pep, and economy. A record-breaking car like Sir Malcolm Campbell's Bluebird is what you want if you hanker after speed.
Look at this
Of
guy's
course,
helmet.
It needs special tires, special spark plugs, special carburetors, special everything. And you'll manage to get only about 1.5 miles on a gallon of gas. Safety? The driver of this car is taking no chances. Those hips? No, they aren't the natural contours.
That
The
is some
trousers are
head
made extra
protection
specially
right
large
there.
so he can carry his own
Maximum.
upholstering. Such a car needs a special battery setup to start the engine. And incidentally, you have to carry a good size.
Well, that's like today's car, special batteries.
Wages, along with the repair bills, run into pretty heavy money. All the power is at high speeds. You could build high speed into any passenger car today, but in doing so, you would sacrifice safety, comfort, and economy.
It's okay. He's got his leather helmet. He'll be good.
One of these English pygmy cars will give you supreme economy, if that's what you want in an automobile. That is, provided you can squeeze into it. They can run around all afternoon on a gallon of gas. Built light, they get along on 2 cylinders, sometimes on 3 wheels, but you don't catch them burning up the road. You'll have to shift gears for the ordinary dips in the pavement. When you come to a real neat hill, you have to get out and push. And when you get out in the traffic with the bigger boys, look out. Such a pygmy car would give you economy, but only that. You would have to do without speed, performance, comfort, and safety. A 10-ton truck will give you the ultimate in a really powerful car. It may be a little cumbersome and hard to steer, but if you have arms like this fellow, you won't mind that. Of course, they happen to be rather expensive, for more power in the engine means an increase in its size. The motor, clutch, transmission, and gear train in any car must be made of special, high-priced steel. So increase in size means more weight and more expense. And incidentally, that big gas tank isn't just for looks. A manufacturer can build any of these characteristics in exaggerated degree into a car. He can make his car a palace, a racer, a midget, or a truck. But he's building a freak, a car with certain characteristics emphasized at the expense of others.
Did you just call
As
that car a
practical
freak?
motorists, we
Think
want
he
a
did.
car that gives us complete comfort, with plenty of speed, all the power we'll ever need, the utmost in economy, and of course, the maximum of safety.
Yeah, right. You know,
We
plowed
want
right
not
into him.
one or two, but all of these, and in the best possible combination. In other words, we want the balanced car.
the balanced car. Now, the thing that strikes me funny, two things there real quick. I mentioned it in the chat. Shows the milkman running from the milk wagon to the front door, and then very next scene is a bunch of kids. I don't know. And the thing of it too, I think that really struck me about the commercial. It wasn't really all that typical Reiser's commercial, but the thing that struck me funny was Chevrolet. I did not believe do they make automobiles anymore? They still make the trucks, but do they make cars anymore?
I believe there's a couple models that they have.
Because I think that the last one I think I could remember was when they brought the Impala back, I think.
What is the one they're using in NASCAR now? I don't know the one they're using in NASCAR.
I don't know. Camaro?
No. They do make the Camaro, though, yes.
See, that's not really a car. It's not a family car. You're not loading up the kids and driving to Florida in it.
I would say not.
Wow, that's a nightmare. All right, I take that back. But anyway, Chevrolet. I don't know. But anyway, gang, thanks for tuning in. Tonight, we do not have our typical desk show because Reiser is putting more time and energy and effort into it. Let me just tell you what. The next desk show is going to be deemed a special. That's right. You know what? We're going to go ahead and take a look at the calendar, what we got going on and coming up. And we'll have a look at it on your screen pronto, post haste, right now. All right, gang, upcoming 8/13, the desk show. That's tonight. That's the desk show that you are watching right now. And then, gang, the following week, 8/20, it's game night, aka the quiz. That's right, gang. And you definitely want to tune in for the quiz because that, yes, gang, that is where you get your clues for the entries into the community sponsored giveaway. And then, gang, if you haven't heard about it, hear about it now. Upcoming is the Dig It Dude event from 8:25 to 8:27. The Gathering, Dig It Dude. Oh boy, see JHH's channel for details. Now, we'll keep it among us. The Risers will be there on Saturday, so we hope to meet you all there if you happen to partake. But yeah, we'll be volunteering our services for a little bit. So we'll be there Saturday, but it's a weekend-long event. And again, check out Jersey History Hunters channel for details. All you got to do is find the Facebook page, or even if you go over to the YouTube channel, you're going to see a bunch of info about it. You can't miss it. It's all over the place. And then, gang, on 8/27, it's the Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium's community-sponsored giveaway. Yeah, gang, that's right. And congrats to Miss Beth, who won the last one. She got the treasure pack. That's right, gang. And see that if Miss Beth can do it, you can do it. And congrats again to Miss Beth for winning the last community-sponsored giveaway. That was a heck of a giveaway, too, I tell you. And then, gang, September the 3rd will be the desk show. Now, it doesn't say on there yet, but yes, gang, that's right. It will be the special. If we run over, we run over. And when I was working on it again a little bit yesterday, day before, I really kind of changed my mind of how it was going to be presented. It's actually coming along very, very, very nicely. And I could have done it tonight, but I would have rushed through the second half of it. And there is just so much content in the next desk show. I don't want to do it. It is too fun of a show. What's going to be the catalyst for the desk show is going to be some old menus and brochures from the 1920s from an old lodge. But I'll give you a little bit of a highlight. That's it. But let me tell you what, we can probably almost do an hour-and-a-half show with nothing but clips, the lodge in 1920s, and it's just going to go on from there. It should be pretty fun, too, because there's a lot of things that we are going to compare, well, it's 100 years, how things have changed in 100 years, and what really takes people's attention when they go on vacation and etc. Don't miss it. 9/3 Desk Show. It's going to be a special. That's right. It's not as fun as the bacon special or the bathroom special, but regardless, it's a special. You know what? I want to do both. I want to do the Desk Show bathroom special one day. I just haven't quite got there yet. I mean, the engineering aspects of it, I can't move. The old house was easy. That was one floor. Where we have now the 2 levels, I don't think I can roll my desk without a bunch of noise to the bathroom here.
And this bathroom's a lot smaller.
And this bathroom is a little smaller.
Hold on, I never saw this bathroom special you're talking about.
Oh, we had a couple of. No, you're going to have to go back and rewatch. Believe it or
I'm
not,
going to have to do that.
Yes. There was the bathroom special. I think we did 1 or 2 of them.
I think we did 2.
Yeah, there was 2 of them, and basically it was an evening of historical tidbits about the potty, and I believe we even flushed the toilet during the live stream.
Is that where you contemplated the idea of the toilet paper?
No, actually, the toilet paper was already going on. It just kind of went really downhill. Once you start talking about poo, it's hard to get
down the pipes.
Went down the pipes. And we also had the bacon show. Is that how we started with spam? The bacon show?
I think the spam thing kind of kicked off the bacon show.
I think we should probably make it a dual thing. Have spam and a bacon show as a special.
Spam.
No, well, I don't think I can at this age either.
What's that?
The bacon.
You can't what?
Eat spam.
I don't know that anybody should eat spam, but
some people love it. I mean, it's okay, but I don't know. The sodium content is just through the, but spam. Anyway, gang, 9/3. It's going to be the special. Might run a little bit over. That's all right. It'll be a whole lot of fun. So anyway, gang, tonight's episode is brought to you by Reiser's Treasure Hunting Emporium Toilet Paper. That's right, gang. It goes wherever you go for when you have to, go. Look for it at your local Gimbals. That's right, Gimbals department store. Anyway, they are completely out of business, aren't they? That's what I try to do is name a store. Gimbals has been gone, right?
Do we know this for sure?
I don't. We should probably Google it, but hey, that's all right. This is a off the cuff show. We could probably Google it.
I got you. I like doing this kind of stuff.
Okay. ShopRite doesn't carry it. Anyway, while we're doing that, we'll welcome to see who's here, and we'll start at the top. Why not? And the ghost talk with the Rise. That weird person talks to dead people. Hi, well, yeah.
They're more fascinating than live people sometimes.
Yes. Hi, Mrs. Reiser. How are you? Oh, yeah. Yelling at her. She's like 6 feet away from me. Anyway, gang. Yeah.
It's no longer in business.
No longer in business?
Ceased operations in 1987.
Okay. North Jersey Detector. Hello, hello. Michigan Gems. Hi, hi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And CJ Coins and Crafts. Hi, hi. And welcome, welcome, welcome to the live stream. Firefighting Detecting. Hi, hi. And welcome, welcome, welcome. And Retrolution. Who's that weird guy? Oh, that's you.
Well,
Hi, George.
Yeah, it's weird. And I still can't figure out how to do the join the chat on here because I'm going to have to do it through Retrolution because my 2 accounts that I have will not let me join this chat. So we'll have to do that at another time when I'm not so busy here.
That's fine. Hi, Miss Beth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thanks to David Carlisle. Dave's not here, man. Welcome, 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 welcome. AWR, hi, hi. And what's for dinner? And what is going on? Welcome all to the live stream. Mark the Berg Hunter says he had a Chevy once until it blew up. Turns out using a lighter to check for a fuel leak is not a good idea. And yeah, I don't think so. No, that would not end well. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the live stream. And again, tonight is a impromptu live stream. Jersey Ray Diggs, hi. And Jersey History Hunter, hi. And welcome to the live stream. And here we are. Like I said, tonight is an impromptu because we're kind of going to do a little bit more work on the existing desk show that was scheduled for tonight. But it's going to be a special for the next desk show on 9/3. But we got stuff planned. We got stuff going on, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. And believe it or not. And we talk about it? Absolutely, yeah. Anyway, gang, we've got a couple of things going on. And both of you, all of you, do know that we are both Retrolution, George and myself, we are passer honors. That's right. We are not only lovers of the old, rusty, and unusual, but also are dealers of the same. And there is one point that I kind of want to strike home. I have a coin that eventually is going to be offered up. I just had to look, make sure it was there. Yep, sir. I had a coin that I have that's going to be sold, right? And it really got me to thinking, this coin is just not a coin, all right? This coin has the potential to be an heirloom coin, okay? We are all mortal, rather, not immortal, wrong way. I think this item, this coin, could be something potentially passed on after you pass to like a loved one or a friend or something of that nature. And that got the brain ticking. You know, we buy, we sell, we buy it for ourselves, of course, because we are also lovers of what we do.
Lovers and we are savers of stories.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And that's another thing. When you have a story behind a relic or a coin or something, it just becomes so much more tangible. You know, it's just not a candlestick anymore. It
makes the piece so much more desirable.
And if not, has a breath of life to it. Because the candle on the mantelpiece is not just a candle on the mantelpiece, it's the candle on the mantelpiece that was owned by great grandmom or
Miss Smith.
Yeah, or if it's associated with history, it was the candlestick that once was in Independence Hall. I don't know. But it provided, hopefully, if you were to buy something like that, you would have provenance to establish that. But anyway, but yes, it has a different character when it has that associated with it. But
you talking about the coin. Let's go to the coin.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Let's not present it, but let's talk about the story of the coin. How many stories does that coin have that we don't know about?
Well, and that's the thing. This coin, where it has a separate provenance to it, okay? It's just not the history of the coin could be short and sweet, okay? But to the collector, that story is so much more. And we'll give a little bit of a hint. It's from a shipwreck. So we could just say, ship sank, and it's from a shipwreck. Well, that's no fun. I'm sorry, but to anybody who collects coins and that sort of thing, that's just no fun. Where the ship come from, what is the origins of the coin? Why was that coin being minted there? Who were the people that were doing the minting process, which I only learned just recently, really into the depths of, we'll give it a little bit away, with some of the South American mints, what they were doing, what the processes were, and who was doing most of the labor. It just takes on a whole different life in itself from that. Now, where I really want to bring you in on this is I know you are not only a collector, but you're also a seller of toys. Okay.
Yes.
And I see the same kind of mentality when it comes to some people who are purchasing toys. They want something that granddad had, or unfortunately, dad had. And
Yes. A lot of times they want specifics, companies, or where it was made. There's people that collect specifics like die cast, plastic, wood.
And I'm curious to know, not only from you, but also too from the folks in chat. Is there something from your daily existence that you yourself are going to pass down to the kids?
Well, I have a lot of things to pass down. Whether they want it or not is a whole nother story. I mean, I could fill this whole screen and it would collapse on me behind me if I showed you what I had to pass on if they want it.
Well, that's the thing too. When I was thinking about coins, there's going to be like maybe 4 or 5 after I pass. The rest of them, I don't care really what happens to them. Obviously, I'll be dead. I won't care about anything anyway. But I mean, yeah, I mean, do you have that specific maybe 3 things that you would say, all right, this is for this one, that one, and the other? Do you have items in mind, or you just say, here's the blunt force of everything? And
well, for me, it's a blunt force because I collect so many different, or I have so many different things. But for me, to me, and then what I do and what we do, the collecting, saving, what we talk about of stories, is the story of my family, of our families, like videos or stuff from when I went to school, or my parents or my grandparents, stuff like that. If I have stuff from them, and it tells the story, continues the story, because I don't see this happening enough in this country where we do generational. We know where we came from. We know all about the people before us. Not a lot of people know about that. And if you watch shows like that are on some particular cable channels, they talk about, we've been here for 6 generations. We've been here for 5 generations, 3, whatever it is. And they have stuff from their generations that they have saved. And it has told their story and continues to tell their story. So for me, it would be something that tells that story. Like a perfect example is I went to Battle Creek, Michigan when I was in 6th grade on a floor hockey trip. One of the best weeks of my life. I'll never forget it. It's a long time ago. Well, I was in 6th grade, so it was a long time ago. And I still have stuff from that trip, and I hope my kids, I still have the picture. I still have the patch from the jacket we got. I still have the jersey that's about this big that I wore in 6th grade. I still have all that stuff, so I hope my kids one day will appreciate that, because I've talked about it numerous times.
And how about even as far as collecting or purchasing? Is there anything that you would want to see go beyond your existence?
Well, what you do is perfect. Rissa's kid, Killian, he's into shiny things, things of value, really. Like, he likes coins. So coins for him, would be, and he appreciates them. 8 years old and he appreciates them. And that's all you can hope for, is that something you have that's of value, that they appreciate it.
And I think that is so true too. I think maybe it might be something that the current generation is kind of losing touch with. We've become such a visual stimulated society where sometimes they have trouble, this is just my opinion, they have trouble of taking the tangible and associating value to it. I know the art of conversation has quickly dwindled as far as people face to face, because now everything is this. I mean, you're well, it kind of seems silly. We won't say how far away we are. We're not that far away in the grand scheme of things, considering we have people all the way across the country watching the channel.
Yeah.
But people getting together anymore is becoming such a rarity. I don't know. How did I get there? I don't know. Let's go back. But yeah, things of that nature. Oh, they people this generation is kind of losing touch with the tangible. You still see it a little bit, not as heavy as when we were younger. One thing, going back to toys, just for a quick second, and this is going to be an age thing, and I hate it. I know I keep talking about age every now and again. Hey, I'm getting older. It's a thing. You can tell by the weight in the beard. You know what? When I came back and started doing this show again, the one thing that struck me was, because I don't look at myself this much, the one thing that struck me much is when I look at myself in the camera, it's like, who's that old guy? I have aged in the past 5 years, from when I first started doing the channel to now. It's almost a bad kind of record keeping, because I mean, believe it or not, George, believe it or not, I know
these are some things that you shouldn't talk about, Charlie.
I know. Well, I can't help it. believe it or not, I learned how to do shorts, right? The short clippy things, not a TikTok. I refuse to do TikTok, but they called YouTube Shorts. You know, I learned how to do that. So I took some of my old videos, and I was like, oh my god, my hair was still dark and there. And anyway, great. So going back about getting old, when we were getting first involved in buying and selling, the real target market for toys was about our father's era, when they were kids' toys. Okay, here comes the depressing fact. Most of the toys that are of high value right now, the ones that are highly, highly desired, are from when we were young. And that seems where the target market is. Don't be wrong. There's still plenty of people out buying the older original, but it seems like the market is just focused on like toys when we were younger.
The 70s and the 80s is a lot, even in some 90s. But believe it or not, there's your highest value toys are still most of the tin lithograph toys they're up there. You know, die cast and the cast iron toys too are still up there too. Depends on what company. Tangible though, like you said, tangible. I don't know if this younger generation looks for the tangible things like that, things that are going to last.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. A lot of things, when we purchase something of history too, if we have something with provenance, always want to stress that, and we resell it or we acquire it and then deem to keep it, sometimes those things also to bring on a new part of life in itself. You know, just like you said, you've got the stuff that you had from hockey in Michigan. Well, it can be also too, you know, you'll see, not to mention any shows or anything. PBS. Brain went blank.
We had a conversation about PBS earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, what was the name of the show? Antiques Roadshow.
Antique Roadshow, yeah.
You'll see Antiques Roadshow, these people getting estimates on their items. Let's just call them items. They'll be getting, and some things that these people will be getting estimates on, it makes me feel kind of odd if that's because, you know, this is granddad's guitar from 1954, Les Paul played it or whatever. Oh, it's worth $300,000. And then people go, you know, and then I think to myself, well, are they keeping it or are they selling it? But of course, that show never covers that. It's not like Pawn Stars. Oh, you're going to buy it.
They just started covering like past shows where I guess they redid the shows in the last few years, like where they priced something like say 10 years ago, and then they show the current price now. But I've never seen them do that where they say it's sold for this much.
But no, again, that's a different show in all itself, you know. And don't get me wrong, some of the TV shows are just that. They are TV, they are meant to entertain. If I had something of value, the very first place I would not take it would be to Pawn Stars. I don't know. I mean, with all of the outlets we have today to sell stuff, I am not taking anything to Pawn Stars to sell or any pawn shop.
Well, I would say this about Pawn Stars. I know it's a TV show and it's a lot of it's set up or whatever. But what they do, if you don't know enough about the piece that you have, they will give you history and knowledge on the piece. You don't have to sell it to them.
For the record, Georgia said doo-doo. Rubbing off on her.
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo.
I have a friend doo-doo.
Do you need some toilet paper?
No, not right now. I may in a little while. I had Chinese.
Okay. Speaking of Chinese, are you reading the chat? Is this all? You're doing really good right now. Your psychic ability is kicking in. Miss Beth had a question about what should I do with my Chinese Republic coin that's worth $1,000. I need to have it graded. Yes, maybe. Until you have decided what you're going to do with it. I do deal with eBay. In fact, we are going to be looking at eBay here in a little bit, and we're actually going to talk about the ins and outs a little bit about eBay. The problem with eBay, I do not feel you can maximize your potential value from them because their fees are exorbitant. But I will say this too. If you were to sell at a coin auction, you are taking a risk, and it's still an auction. So you don't know what your ultimate price is going to be. Sure, you can set a reserve. But let's just say it was me, okay? And let's change that number a little bit. Let's have 1,000. Let's say it's $10,000. If it was me, I would try to find the best outlet for it. I really would struggle to say, hey, eBay's a good venue. Because when we take a look at eBay here in a little bit, there's a couple of things that we'll talk about that get hung up on eBay, and it's about salesmanship. But we'll see that in a little bit. But let's say I had a $10,000 coin. I think if it was me, what I would attempt to do is find a reputable coin auction or a reputable, more than a reputable dealer. Okay. And there's still those out there that exist. And I would attempt to say, you know what? I have maybe a package of 4 coins. Okay. I got the main one that I'm going to try and sell. But I got those 3 others I don't really care about, but they're going to pay for the fees so I can garner everything, all the full value out of the major one. I make that too complicated? I don't know.
I don't think it was complicated, but you have to have those 3 that you were willing to give up for the one.
Yeah. Well, and as far as numismatics, we you know what? Numismatics and us coin lovers, we have the potential to become hoarders. So at least they're small. And I know with me, myself, I have resigned myself to collect only 2 small, for my personal collection, 2 small 24 slotted boxes. Okay. That's it. Once they're full, that is it. You know how well that works? No.
Yeah.
I still
How many more do you have than them 2 24 slotted boxes?
there's binders. There's binders and boxes and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I won't let anybody go in my basement to even see my toys. No.
But we try. I mean, the thought there is good to try to only keep those 2 boxes, but yeah, it's not working.
Well, go back to the savers of stories and the passer-ons and all that you talked about earlier. I mean, that's really, once you can't enjoy what you have, you really need to think about passing that. We talked about this earlier too, me and you. You really need to think about passing that on to someone else that maybe can and continue the story. Let someone else enjoy it. Let it get out there. They say this all the time on the show I was referring to earlier. I talk about, since you said your shows, I'll say a show, American Pickers. They talk about it all the time about, make sure that hold on, let me come back to you. There you are. You get the story out there. It preserves the piece. It preserves the history of it. Because if you leave it stuck in your basement, there is no story. There is no history. No one even knows it's there.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. When we have to talk, if we're talking about specifically heirloom pieces, oh, for goodness sakes, people, please do not store them in either your attic or your basement.
No.
I recently just saw an estate collection of coins, and they were stored in the basement. And oh my goodness, it was 20 years ago, it would have been in an impressive collection. Okay. And
Moisture got to it.
Moisture, and I guess at one point the basement had flooded.
Yeah.
And everything in it was, I don't want to say ruined, because there were still some pieces in there that were quite valuable, but the value just completely diminished because of how much damage there were. I mean, I preach to people now that they have, even if they use the boxes, like how I have the 24 slotted boxes, there's one slot that's open. It's just nothing. Actually, there's two. There's one on the end, and sometimes I'll stick it in the middle. I'll put the little silica packs in there to try to keep the moisture down a little bit. But oh my goodness. But things happen. I mean, the fella unfortunately went into a nursing home, was in the nursing home for 20 years, and then we did eventually pass. There's still these coins. And but yeah, we have to keep in mind that we are indeed mortal, and there's got to be a game plan for, I should say, an end plan for these items when we do pass. And some people are like, sell them, but I don't know. I think I've got a couple of coins from my personal that I wanted to go on. Maybe we'll inspire history down the line or something. But anyway, we'll try and catch up with chat.
You definitely got it. I am not good at the chat. I can't talk and look at that screen over there on the chat. I'll just have to use my sixth sense and know what they're talking.
You were doing pretty good there for a minute. You mentioned China. Yeah. You mentioned yes. Yeah. Hi, Willie. And welcome. And I don't see if I didn't quite catch if anybody else popped in when I wasn't looking.
Probably the worst thing of either we're talking about where to store this stuff. The worst places, at least for paper products and real delicate stuff, cloth, anything like that, is actually the attic. Even worse than the basement if it's not climate controlled. Either one of them's fine if it's climate controlled. Like, really, you got to be up on the climate control. You can't let it go for 20 years, like you said. But if you got it climate control with a dehumidifier system and you air condition it, heat it in the basement, keep it dry, it's fine.
I was recently talking to somebody about books about that, where they had some rare first edition books that were stored in the attic. And as soon as I heard the word attic, oh no.
Yeah, and you open them up, and they fall apart.
Well, not just fall apart, but all there was so much foxing on the pages, brown.
Yes.
And I think one of them had basically, not going to remember the bug, but there's the worms that will eat through the pages and whatnot. It looked like they had a colony of them. What's this book worth? There's one that sold for blankety blank,
Well, worse than that is if the heat really gets to them because it's so dry that cardboard and paper crumbles in your hand when you grab it. There's nothing you can do to save that.
And when something like that's gone, there's no bringing it back. It's what it is.
Yes.
But hookworms, yes. Will my Reiser's toilet paper fall apart?
I answered that one.
Possibly when you use it. Hey, all right.
I'm not commenting on that.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, let's roll over to eBay for a little bit, shall we? And we're going to bore you to tears with coins tonight. And
I think eBay is losing its luster to this, to be honest with you.
I think between this and
Marketplace,
the problem is with Marketplace. Well, problem is with the entire planet is there's so many scams and hacks out there that it's getting harder to weed them out. And you
Yes.
get them both ways. You get the seller scams, but now you also get the buyer games. Hey, I need your Cash App. And what drives me nuts is we do a little bit, not a lot, a little bit with the marketplace. And people are always asking for the Cash App. And with marketplace, we still really only do cash in hand. Basically, you got to come pick up whatever the item is. And people are still asking for the Cash App. I was like, hello, come on, people. It says right in the description, must pick up.
we do PayPal.
With the
PayPal seems to be a little bit more secure, so we do PayPal.
all right, first we want to take a look at this, and then maybe it did it. Okay, is that what I want to look at? That's what I want to look at. All right, what you have here. And yes, Reiser loves damaged coins. I know it's not a popular thing amongst the coin community, but I see this is the thing. It has more of a, for me, it has more of a story to it. You have a hold, and this is not just hold. You have a hold damaged 1839 large cent copper penny. Cent, and here, that's about my only really coin snobbery, as we call them a penny. It's a cent. But anyway, that hole is not just a hole, okay? This is part of a tradition here of where did you go? This is part of a tradition where coins were actually nailed up on beams. And I'm going to try and get this picture up, maybe, possibly.
Go back to what you're saying. Nailed up on beams.
Yes.
For
why does that go away? Oh, there you go. Look how square that is. That's a square nail. But it was a tradition that people would nail coins onto the beams of their houses. And I think this is possibly an example of that with the square hole from the square nail. As a detectorist, I've seen this a lot with the early British cents. I think I've also seen this once with a Virginia halfpenny, where again, it was some sort of good luck. You see this a lot with the Dutch too, about nailing a coin in a beam of your house. Some of the seamen, people on boats, seamen would actually do this on the mast of their ships as well. Pirates were known also to nail coins up to the mast. And, but yeah, anyway, so this is one of them. By the way, this is something that
they would use a cut nail. It's called a cut nail.
Yes.
Because they would cut the metal to make the nail.
But this is one thing we want to point out right now. This is a good example, since we have it on our screen, a very good example. And for those folks who can remember Professor Peavy, he was a stickler for it and would say it numerous times. Pictures, make sure your pictures have some sort of clarity and clear. And yes, we see this with this coin here. This picture is really good, in my opinion. You can see detail. Maybe the lighting could be a little bit better, but I'm not going to hold them to that. I mean, after all, it's what it is. It's a damaged coin. But the lighting's not too bad. It's okay. It could be a little brighter, but I'm not going to nitpick over that. But I still think it's a good picture. Pictures are important. And we're going to let you speak about this in a minute when we get back to the other screen here. Because I think you not only agree, I think you will also attest, once we get an example up here, of how important the pictures are when selling anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be coins. Whatever you choose to sell and whatnot, pictures play a big part. And we're going to refresh this. And so if you want to buy this stuff, you got to hurry up because there's only minutes left. Actually, there's a couple of these there for an hour. But anyway, you do your own photography for your stuff. When you also are selling on eBay, correct?
Yes.
And I imagine, I can't see you disagreeing that how important the photos are.
It's one of the reasons why I only have 400 and some items instead of 1,000 items, because you have to take really good photos, or at least decent photos, and you have to take numerous angles, upside down, whatever, the merchandise is you're selling. You have to highlight all aspects of it, good and bad. And it's time consuming, and I'm not good at it, to be honest.
It is definitely time consuming. And I've even caught myself with our eBay listings as well as actually having to go back and redo them, especially if the lighting's bad or if the item itself is casting a shadow on itself. I'll let it sit for a while and let people look at it. Then after a while, if I'm reviewing that item and I see it not moving, it seems like sometimes, not all the time, it's not the general rule, but sometimes when we have these items, sometimes that new picture will trigger a new audience. And then they just seems like bang, they'll sell.
Yeah, pictures important.
Now we see whoever.
You're talking about on eBay specifically, but it's not specific to eBay because it's also you have to have good pictures for Marketplace. For your stream here, if you don't get a good picture of what you're trying to, pass information along, or your glow show, and you have something for consumers to purchase. If you don't get a good picture of it, they're not going to purchase it.
Okay, here I think we have two good examples right here. Even for $8.95, $1 shipping, I'm not a buyer for that Canadian large set.
I can't even see it.
All right. But now when we scroll down to the 1845 braided hair large set, we're seeing the details that we need to see. We're seeing the stars. We're seeing, yes, it has dirt, which, I love to see dirt on coins. Never want to see a shiny one. I see the hair detail. We see her, how sharp and crisp her nose is. We're seeing in the important details in this photograph. We don't feel like something's hidden. So as a shopper, we can actually make a good idea of what, we're seeing a very good representation of this coin. The guesswork is not there. And that's wonderful. That's a good seller. Whoever this N-Town 28G2 is, good going, sir or ma'am, whatever the case may be.
I got a question, something that you said. It's about the coins. It's not about eBay.
Okay.
You want to see some dirt on there. Why is that? Why is that more desirable than a clean coin?
Well, for me, let's say this copper, for example. Okay, it's not so much I want to see dirt on it. Okay, I would rather not see dirt on it. But if there's a little bit of dirt or a little bit of corrosion or just a little bit, I like a little bit. Okay, and the reason I like a little bit, is you're going to get them cheaper. Okay. We're talking mainly coins in the raw. When we
coins in the raw, okay.
When we go a little bit later in the show, we're going to have a couple coins that are slabbed. Okay, obviously they're higher grade coins. They're actually specialty coins. Those you want perfect. But coins in the raw, like these, I want to see them dirty, because the first thing that runs through my mind if I see a shiny, no dirt coin is that it's been cleaned. And that's a no-no. because by cleaning the coin, you potentially damage it. You'll see slight abrasions in it. We used to have the jokes that some people were using steel wool to clean coins, and that's a joke. That's a no-no. We shouldn't even think about that. But anyway, so for me, the first telltale sign that a coin has not been cleaned, hey, if it's still got dirt on it. And also, too, you want to see dirt where dirt should be and not vice versa. You never want dirt where dirt shouldn't be. It could have actually the reverse. There's some people out there who actually purposely dirty a coin that's been cleaned. You know what? I could give you an example of that after we get off of eBay here, of a cleaned coin. It's a coin I will not sell. I would give it away during the giveaway, but I will not sell it. It's a thrickle. It's a 3-cent nickel, but it has been cleaned, and I can show you the difference between what should be dirt and what shouldn't be dirt. But yes, overall, it does affect the value. All right. Oh, sorry. I was long-winded. I'm sorry. But again, we have this picture is okay. The 1847 large cent. That photo's all right, but it could really be better. And by the way, this is something too that's amazing me right now. I am seeing a lot of dug coins on eBay, and without a doubt, this is environmentally damaged, and it has been cleaned. This is that 1803 draped bust large cent. Now, nobody's bidding on it because really, for that specimen, I think that's a big price for it. My opinion. I mean, I don't know what some other people think, but sometimes, even though the dug coins themselves, they're affordable versus what that coin would be slabbed. Oh my goodness, no, I can't because my book's not right here. Maybe I can. If this coin was slabbed, I'm gonna try and turn it here for a second. I got my little price guide here. If this coin was slabbed, the value of this coin just would be, the value of that coin would be an heirloom coin. It would be so expensive. All right, this is one of the resources I use for, and of course, you would think I would turn to the right page. And this is only estimating. This one's actually quite old. 1803, I said, right?
Yes.
Yep. If this was slabbed and about uncirculated, it'd probably be right around $2,500. But even still, in this condition, that 1803 it's probably $100, a little bit better. I mean, it's what it is. You're still going to have people who will be interested in that, even though it's dug, because they can't afford the $1,500 for a pristine one. And I tell people not to be that much of a snob. If you need that coin to complete your collection, just do it. Just go with it. Go with $100 and go. I take your family to Disney versus buying that $1,500 coin. I know I'm probably getting hollered at by some people, but it's just me. Back to pictures. Of course, now we got pictures of really bad coins. And here's the 1842. Good picture. And
well, the coin's in good shape. Good condition.
Pictures are important.
Well, the ones with the good pictures have bids on them. Ones that are not so good don't have bids.
Unless they're crazy. Because sometimes,
yes.
yeah, sometimes they're a little just, yeah. they I don't know. I really don't know what the all right, this reminds me of something which we got to show. There you go. 1850 large cent. And all right, picture could be better. But hey, $1.25, can't beat it. $5 shipping. What are we looking at? $6.40. That's a buy.
What are they usually worth?
I don't know. It would have to look at the condition really, but even still, even in a condition, you're still probably around $15-20. That's shipped. But anyway, let's get off of this for a second. Let's get over to
Oh, he's talking about eBay, and you talked about pictures,
and
you said something earlier about their fees being.
all right, you
I don't
ready?
know quite how you put it, but
We have a eBay Wawa moment. You ready? Not the convenience store. We have an eBay Wawa moment. Let me ask you this. You, as the sales guy, if you accidentally hit the wrong button, instead of doing an auction, did a buy it now, would you still sell it at that cheap price?
if someone, it depends on what it's worth. I mean, if I hit 99 cents by mistake and it was worth $100, no, I wouldn't sell it at that price. I'd go back and I'd cancel the sale, or if it's sold right away. But it's really up to you as a seller to check all your listings as you're putting them up, and then go back and check them again when you're done. If you're doing a few listings, go back and check them again. And if you can change them, you change them like right away.
Providing you can catch it in time.
Yes.
This poor guy sold this coin for 99 cents. And in this condition, this is going to be this is a shipwreck coin, okay? This is a 1752 2 real El Cazador, and it's been slabbed. Wonderful. Great. In this condition that it's in, of course, now it's over. If I click on it, the picture won't come back up. But in this condition, I'd say all day, every day, it's $100 coin. I think when you were before,
So you think he made a mistake?
I think he meant to do this as an auction and did a buy it now, and then, sure enough, probably as soon as he listed it, somebody jumped on it. And of course, who wouldn't? But yeah, so somebody just made a heck of a buy,
and it's certified too.
Yeah. So I mean, in this condition, I'd say still $100, if not just slightly more.
This is the coin you was alluding to earlier.
Yes, but not that specific one, because ours is in much finer. I'll use that word, finer condition. But this poor guy, oh my goodness. I don't know what I would do in this situation. I kind of have an idea. I would try to make a deal with the guy and go, look, it was a mistake. It's my mistake. Would you be so kind? Look, I'll send you something. But just, it was a mistake. And you took it, and I was like, well, I would try to talk to the guy. I would feel some kind of way about it.
I don't know. If it's your own mistake, I have other avenues besides eBay selling. I have 2 places I sell things. And if I put the wrong price on something, I have to eat it because that's the price on there.
Yeah.
Now, if the tag's not there or whatever, because people like to take tags off, or the vendor, another fellow vendor reads it wrong, then that's not on me. That's on either the vendor or, sometimes the tags do get taken off.
But I mean, my first avenue would be to try to communicate with the buyer and go, it's on me, But let me tell you what. First, I do not sell coins on eBay. We got to badmouth eBay here a little bit, but we'll get there. I know I did a little bit earlier, but I do not sell coins on eBay. I think coins should be something. Will I buy coins on eBay? Sometimes. But as far as I will not sell coins on eBay, I think coins need a personal touch. I think anything numismatic or even uh, uh, certain historical items need a personal touch. It needs salesmanship. It needs more than just pictures.
Well, if you think about before eBay, all of it was personal touch. You had to either go to a coin shop, a jewelry shop, an antique shop, or you had to go to an auction to get this stuff, and they had a story behind it, or about it, or something about it. eBay, you got to read the description, and it doesn't feel personal. I understand what you're saying.
It kind of reminds me of the self-checkout at Lowe's or something.
Yes. Yeah. I got this at Lowe's, and I know what company it came from, but there's no experience there.
Yeah. And that's the other thing too about the big box stores. Good luck. I mean, if one of the older hardware stores, we still have one in our area. You go in looking for a specific item. The guy knows about that item. The guy knows probably better than what you do as far as what you need. You can't find a sales guy hardly anymore, especially in the big box stores, that can help you. Go to the plumbing aisle. You got a teenager there and doesn't know anything about his aisle or the items, or
all they know is the stock number and where to put it.
Yeah, really, yes. Whereas some of the older, they're getting few and far in between. I'm talking about the hardware store on Main Road. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, there's one in Millville too.
Are we allowed to say we're going to say their name? We're giving or giving them praise, so I don't see why we couldn't. I was talking about Rubens.
Yeah. They sell a little bit of everything in there.
Yeah, and if Ruben is in there, he will help you find whatever. I think I went in there once for like $1 worth of bolts, and still he helped me out, and it was fine. What's the one in Millville?
On Main Street, on the hill there.
What Howell's?
Howell's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That place has been there forever.
Well, we'll badmouth eBay a little bit. Fees. Another reason I will not sell coins on eBay is fees. Fees drive me absolutely bonkers on eBay. I get it. It's a utility. It's cheaper than a brick and mortar store. But nevertheless, I think the fees are exorbitant.
Well, is it cheaper? I mean, if you get so many items on eBay, by the time you store them or have to pay for a place to store them, then you got to wait for them to sell, just like if you have a brick and mortar place. And now with their fees, because they charge you fees on top of their shipping, on top of the shipping and the taxes. So you get charged fees not only for the merchandise price, but for the shipping and the taxes. They charge you fees on both of those.
Anyway, let's get off of
I'm not complaining about eBay, though, because I do well on eBay. I could do better. Something's happened recently to their algorithms where it's slowed way down. Of course, that could have something to do with what's going on with the economy and inflation really starting to catch hold now, but let's hope not. Let's hope that goes away in a year and a half.
I would love to watch. We could probably find it on YouTube if we looked hard enough. That would explain the algorithms and whatnot, and how that would actually work, because it seems like we are unknown to the world for a week, and then the week after, bang, stuff will move and happen. And it was like, well, what?
Do you make offers on any of your stuff? Do you like change a listing every once in a while, or prices, or because I believe all that affects it, because it's like a new listing almost.
Sometimes it depends.
Yeah.
And hi, Deej. Deej says that is.
Yeah, I saw it. The shipping costs they're crazy across the board. But if you think about it, like in the state of New Jersey, everybody's automotive insurance went up. So when you're shipped, you got to think about that. They have to pay for shipping, gas, taxes. So it's kind of crazy, but they got to make money too.
So anyway, heirloom piece, heirloom coins, heirloom antiques. Well, anyway, gang, here's a coin that we alluded to earlier, which will be adding into the Emporium. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen like that. Well, that was, but not like that. How about that?
There we go.
There we have, gang, a 1748 Mexico City Mint. It's a 2 real, and it is from the wreck of the El Cazador. And it is cherry. How cherry? It is cherry.
Charlie, are you
Yes.
like trying to play with our minds here and trick us?
Trick you? What am I tricking you with?
The lighting. We talked about quality of picture earlier.
Well, this is under the big camera because I wanted to show it.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, buddy.
The
I'm
lights
just
be-
saying, like,
it's
we
just
talked
one of
about
the-
quality of picture for quite a while there, and
But no, I just wanted to show the whole thing because when it goes underneath the coin cam, you can't see the whole thing. And that is, if my fingers will work. There you go. And we're going to change cameras. And maybe.
1748, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah, look at the detail on that.
Yes. And that's the thing. Some of these shipwreck coins look burnt. One eBay coin from the El Cazador that we just saw is burnt, but it's still a $100 coin. And when we get to the shipwreck coins, you go into a couple different areas. You go, what is still discernible? How clean is it? Because it is. I mean, what the funny part of it is that if this coin was graded and didn't come from a shipwreck, they call it environmentally damaged. But since it's from a shipwreck, it's from a shipwreck. Okay, so the kind of environmental damage is a given. But when you talk about some of the shipwreck coins, you kind of go, what is the clarity? What is the details left? What kind of condition? Can everything be read? And really, we're talking a coin that's probably 40 years old, roughly, before the sinking. 40, no, I can't do the math right. Probably 70 years. So this coin was already around for 30 or so years before.
So you're saying that ship sunk in the early 1800s?
Late 17s.
Okay.
And so really, this is actually a very, very nice specimen. And see the little M with the O over it? That's Mexico City Mint. That is the mintage of this coin. And I mean, the year is still crisp. The pillars are good. You can actually still have some lettering left on one of the pillars. And I'll flip it over. The crest, I think, is superb for a shipwreck coin. I mean, really, even with a non-shipwreck coin, this coin had to be under the water. This coin had to be either sandwiched in with another bunch of coins or something was actually protecting it, because there is just a lot of detail left. A lot of the shipwreck coins with the salt and the salt damage will wipe these coins drastically. But this one still has a tremendous lot of detail, in my opinion. And yes, it will be going into the Emporium. Nice piece. I like it. It almost didn't come out of my hands.
That is a real nice piece.
Shh, truth be known. Hopefully Sandy's not watching. I already have 4 of them. So,
Let's say I'm waiting for comments now.
what? We'll put it like this.
So you're going to throw me in the middle of this. I see how this is.
This was almost 5, but no. I actually got this too, specifically for the Emporium. So it's going into the Emporium. Not that I wouldn't have traded out. I did look at that. I kind of eyed this over, and I was kind of trying to make the decision whether or not it was going to be traded out with one of my other El Cazador coins. And that's something else that's bad of a collector. Sometimes we forget, well, as a digger or a coin collector, I've forgotten most of what I've dug over the years. And apparently I've forgotten what I actually have in those boxes, those 24 slotted boxes. So we'll figure there's, 24 and 24 is 48. We'll say half of that 48 of those slots in there, I've forgotten what's in there.
Really?
Yeah. Which, again, we could go into why it's also important insurance reasons of why you should catalog your coins and perhaps insure them.
Well, that's probably anything of value. You should have it cataloged.
Sandy says,
what's that?
Sandy says, I'm downstairs and he is lucky I didn't hear what he said. LOL. Oh, is somebody telling me? Oh, boy.
Not me.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, but you're getting rid of this one, so.
But yeah.
You're passing it on.
Passing it on. And again, this, I think, has a very nice potential to be an heirloom coin.
And what we talked about, we're passers on, as you say, and then you told some more of the story, how you think it was, between some stuff because the salt didn't eat it. So now there's more of a story to it that people would understand and know about it. It's probably good to know that.
But that will be going into the Emporium. We'll take a sneak peek at this, too. This will be going into the Emporium, too. Look at this beauty. $16.23 Poland.
Now, what would that be made out of? What kind of metals?
That's silver.
Okay.
And this is graded by NGC. And this is slabbed. This is one of those pieces I was telling you about earlier that I don't want to see the dirt on it. But again, this is slabbed. This is not in the raw. And I didn't flip
that means it's been
in this little fancy little case that's been certified by a certification company.
And correctly cleaned or correctly.
Well, they will.
Reserved.
That comes with a different fee. But I'd rather have it as is.
What year did you say this was? 16 what?
1623. So eventually that's going to hit the Emporium. Not quite yet. Not quite ready with it. May do a small little segment on it.
Well, that's 400 years old this year.
That it is, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
We picked the perfect year, I think. But anyway, we have run over. Not going to be doing a put that on there just to make people drool. This one's not going for sale. French silver. But what was I doing? But yeah, we're not going to do an official afterglow for this evening. We kind of gave a couple of hints of stuff that will be coming up in future shows. Again, if you are interested in what, I'll probably have some of this hit the Facebook page before it does hit the actual channel. So if you do want to check it out. Also, too, we are now on Twitter. We always were on Twitter, but I'm probably going to be doing a lot more with Twitter here coming up.
What do you mean Twitter?
Twitter.
Tweets.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. Now it's X, isn't it?
Yes, X.
X. And going back to the no. But But yeah, gang. So do check out Facebook and also to the X Twitter. Wonder if that's why he named it X, because it's no longer Twitter. It's now X Twitter. I don't know. But anyway, all right.
To get inside of Elon Musk's head, wouldn't we all like to do that?
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe not.
Maybe get inside of his pocketbook. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think his head might be a more interesting place.
But anyway, gang, stay tuned. We'll go. Oh, I can't pop that schedule back up, but next Sunday. What is next Sunday? Next Sunday is the game night, aka the quiz. So you do want to check that out. That night we'll
you just said it yourself, doo-doo.
We'll have the clues for the giveaway. So you do want to make sure you catch that. But George, stick around. Anyway, we're gonna actually no, I'll give you a shout here in a little bit.
Okay, yep.
Anyway, gang, thanks for watching, and until next Sunday, have a great week, have a great night, and
see y'all.
Find something that makes you happy, for goodness sakes. All right, gang, that's it.